talking about how are you supposed to handle a situation where your spouse has done something like this. How do you handle that? Matthew 18:15. If your brother or your sister, your wife, your husband sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. If he listens to you, you have gained your brother. We talked about that. But if he does not listen, there's a chance that your husband, that your wife may not listen to you when you bring this issue of porn or any issue to their attention. But what I would say, and I would caution anybody that does podcasts, that does any of this stuff, you'll need to slow your roll, and you need to address that thing as complete and as clearly as you possibly can, because you don't want to contribute to the error of somebody. So take your time, answer the question in its completeness. So again, if he listens to you, if you have gained a brother or sister, but if your husband or wife do not listen to you, watch this, take one or two others along with you. You need to take some more folks, that every charge may be established by the evidence of 2 or 3 witnesses. This is why you bring in others. I'm out of here. See, a loving, caring person that's really doing it in gentleness, of humility, according to Galatians 6:1, they taking their time, they going through the steps, because they could be in the same situation one day, and they would want somebody to take them through the steps, through the loving steps of going to them alone, and then going to 2 or 3 people to also address that same issue. You can tell, listen, you can tell a tree by the fruit that is bare. The fruit ain't fruit. I'm not going to this person, but the fruit ain't fruit, to ask them to do a Matthew 18 with somebody. Y'all going to Houdini and this person shacking up, racking up, doing all kind of crazy stuff, snorting it, and all this kind of, and you going and having them do a Matthew 18 on your marriage, on an issue in your marriage or your family. Man, you crazy. You ain't gonna be stupid. So anyway, you go to those 2 or 3 witnesses so they can sort out that issue. You have to be open to the fact, and I may have said this earlier, that when you Matthew 18 somebody, you may be rebuked too. When you Matthew 18-15 somebody, you need to be open to the possibility that you may be rebuked too. You sit up here bringing up a charge against this person, but you may have done something wrong in a situation too. That's why the Bible says, judge not, or you will be judged as well. Now, don't say that he's going to break it down, because a lot of folks just like to take that judge not and say, oh, you don't need to judge nobody. No, keep reading. It says, judge not. Understand you're going to be judged too. Take the log out your own eye. Take the log. He say, take the log out your own eye so that you can see better the speck in somebody else's eye. Get that log out your eye first. Then you can see. And so we have to take this understanding. We have to recognize this when we are addressing and doing a Matthew 18, that we need to make sure that we got that log out our own eye.